Well, the Dems and the radical left are making much of the so-called collusion that they are ignoring altogether. The Democratic president, who ignored not only Russia and deeply pervasive cyber attacks, not only on our government, including our Congress, the Senate, the White House, email systems, but also on corporate America and U.S. multinationals. It's becoming ever clearer that the bipolar world we left behind with the collapse of the Soviet Union and Marxist-Leninism is now being replaced by the ruthless authoritarian regime of Vladimir Putin and his deadly arsenal of nuclear weapons and ICBMs that are at the very least a match for most of U.S. weaponry. The paramount concern in geopolitics, it seems to me, is whether the United States can create sufficiently strong alliances, particularly with Europe, to forestall the emerging alliance between two communist states, both led now by men who are effectively dictators with few, if any, constraints on their power, their authority, and their designs. Joining us tonight is Paul Bracken. He's a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, professor of political science and business at Yale University. And Paul, it's great to have you back with us.
Good to be here.
Let's start with first the design here. China is very clearly pursuing a plan. It is less clear, I think, to most of us what Russia's intent is. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, what Russia's trying to do is to disrupt any notion of the U.S. leading a liberal international order. So they're going to oppose the United States, whether it is in Syria, whether it's trading in with North Korea, whether it's trying to break apart the EU, or any way they can, as long as it opposes the United States' power. Because they know we are going to provide the most clear alternative to this authoritarian kind of government they have there.
And China?
China's, it seems to me, is even more clear, which is they're trying to build up hegemony in East Asia. Number one, they have a huge economic strategy with the One Belt program to increase Chinese exports. So they're investing enormous amounts of money in Indonesia and Sri Lanka and places like that. And they're going head-to-head with us on the business front. Chinese automobiles and other companies are about to go global. They haven't done that, and most Americans don't know that that's coming. That's what you're going to see in the next 2 to 3 years.
And most Americans, I believe, Professor, do not understand the presence of China in the United States, whether it be in our markets, whether it be in our economy, whether it be Silicon Valley, our most advanced technologies are being stolen, but their presence is as obvious as can be in our society.
There's been an enormous number of Chinese mergers and acquisitions. Chinese desire to dominate certain markets is now driving global antitrust policy, where they vetoed a recent deal with one of our companies. And the big thing that I see is they're not only getting our technology, but they're getting our critical military technology. Okay, the recent study came out with this astounding number. 16%, 16% of all venture capital deals in the U.S. in the last 4 years had Chinese participation.
Wow.
If you know anything about venture capital, this means that they looked at 40 to 50% of the deals. I don't think anybody has seen 40 to 50% of the deals.
That is a sobering thought, both statistics, to think that they're looking at that many deals, which means that they are getting access to extraordinary technology and an extraordinary look into the future of America itself, not only our advanced technology and corporate powers, but the country itself. 16% participation in the deals is stunning.
It's absolutely astounding. I don't know why people don't know more about this. The key things they're going after are, guess what? Artificial intelligence, right, autonomous vehicles, robotics, financial technology. I mean, we really need to think through the consequences of this. And you're starting to see a reaction against this in the U.S. and Washington and also in Germany.
I think people also, Americans need to understand clearly that this administration, the Trump administration, is the first in decades in which CFIUS, the Committee on Financial Investment in the United States, which has a veto over any of these deals with foreign participation, is actually for the first time vetoing deals, stopping deals, particularly with Chinese participation. because it basically for decades has been a rubber stamp process.
Right.
The Trump administration is saying, no, we're looking at it strategically and in the national interest.
They've done two good things. One is on CFIUS, where they're looking at, they're reviewing many of these deals. That needs to be strengthened. The other thing they're doing is cracking down on export licenses for technology, which is what's really hurting the North Koreans and the Iranians. That other countries, we sell something to another country, then they resell it to those countries. We're going after them now.
And I want to close, we're a bit over time, but I certainly want you to give your thoughts on how soon we could expect, if you expect at all, to see a merger of interest between China and Russia.
I think you already do see a merger of interest. Russia is trading with North Korea, something that China wants to prop up the North Korean state. There's a lot of things coming down the road. Some of the most advanced missile carriers we see in China were old SS-20 Russian missile carriers, which the Russians privately assured us they would not sell to anyone. We now have photographs of them in Red Square.
Highly successful weapons.
Yeah, it's a very good weapon system.
Yes. All right. Paul Bracken, professor of political science and business at Yale. Great to have you with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always good to talk with you.